What do I want to do with this? What's going on, good people? What's going on? What's going on? Look at you guys. I'm not going to be on here long. You know, your boy just been working hard. And I said, well, let me just take a break. You know, I actually want to start doing something like this ongoing, where I can get up here, talk to you, answer some questions. And that's why I call it Chat JTB. Not that I got all the answers, but I can answer some questions and we can just chat. Blessings from Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. All right. I'm seeing Rosetta Ingram, miss your teachings. Hey, listen, I'm glad you said that. I have some things that I'm working on, you know, and I look forward to getting back out there, just in general, just like this, you know, in the public and serving as many people as possible. You know, I just was scrolling and I saw someone had my book in business and in dating. And I was like, you know what? That is so cool. That people are still out here reading my book. First time on your live. Hey, this is my first time live, actually. You know, I didn't want to say that because it's such a cliche. You know, everyone gets up here and they say, you know, I've never gone live before. But no, as for me, you know, I don't really care about this. I wanna try and be you know, be of service to the people. So what's going on? Talk to me. I have your book and enjoyed your book. So here's a cool thing. I'm actually working on the audio book and a couple of other fun things to come. So Bettylicious34, thank you for signing my book in the UK. Okay, that was my honor and a pleasure. Believe it or not, the UK is the second largest buyers in business and in dating. So, no, thank you. Shouts out to you. The gems you dropped on daughters was amazing. You know, I appreciate that. I want to do more. So this is what we're here for. Can you please sponsor me for the prophetic class in August? It's not my school. What do you mean? You got to talk to the prophet for that. You have my book too, Lady D 2327. Oh, wow. Let's see. Yes. No, UK sincerely. I was extremely, I guess, blown away that internationally the book has done well, but UK has always been number 2 to the US, of course. You know, God bless America. We love America. Thanks for being real all the time. It's the only place I know, the only way I know to be, and the only place that I talk from. I do firmly believe that we're living in a time where you have to be a nonconformist to a degree. You have to be your authentic self. Authentic self. Thank you. I love Solo. Hope to see you and your wife more. Yep. We're gonna be doing more things out there. I am Sherry Ann. Say I also have your book. Loved it here in Barbados. Listen, the follow-ups to come with that book. The follow-ups to come. I'm thinking about. Let me ask you a question. Since we're on, if I did some just curious, if I did some intimate group teachings from the book, you know, to really help you with those principles. just by show of hands, who would be interested? I want to poll the people. I want to poll the people. I just want to poll who would be interested in that. Okay, a couple hands, okay. All right, couple hands. A few hands. A few hands. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about doing. Is the book still available for sale? I would like to purchase it. Yes. Right now you can go to Amazon and purchase it, but that's only for a limited amount of time because I'm going to be taking it off Amazon, and it's just selling directly from my website. It is, good that Amazon exists, but, if we have platforms to, interact with the marketplace, we should do that. That's just a gem for anybody who's listening in terms of your business. Try to find ways in which you can directly source it if possible. That way you don't have to share in your profits. You can maximize those margins. So I saw a few hands. Yeah, no, listen. We're gonna do some the team and I are really brainstorming on how we can bring you guys some content. I'm no longer scared. I mean, you get it. Not like not scared, but like, what's the point? I'll be honest with you. As I was sitting here right now, and I was like taking a break from work, I said, why not just go live? And I didn't feel like doing it. I didn't. Because usually you got to come on here with like this thing you want to say and this point you want to make. And I literally forced myself to just press the button and got on here, and you guys you guys popped on. And so it's very encouraging. You're the chosen, so it's done. We are called to your voice. Oh, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Now you're very, very, very encouraging, but you're also very deep. Every time I see you. No, we're the team is really working on how we can be of service, but also I don't want to be someone who teaches and coaches people, but then not take advantage of this opportunity to just talk to you guys directly. Hey, what's going on? All the new people that's joined on here. Shouts out to you. Again, I literally am not going to be here long. I was just taking a break, but I just wanted to let you guys know that get used to seeing this handsome face more often. The team is working hard to really put some stuff together. And we're going to be able to talk about everything. We're going to be talking about Hola, Sylvia. We're going to be able to talk about business. We're going to be talking about how to grow it. We're going to be able to talk about dating, relationships, just the principles of that. And on this particular one, chat, JTB, we're going to be talking about anything. We can talk about anything. I know you guys have been watching what's been going on in the news lately. This world is crazy, isn't it? This world is crazy. Yeah, my hat says, "Can I pray for you?" That's what the country needs right now. The country just needs to be in prayer. But yeah, no, we're gonna talk about everything, whatever. That's why we call it Chat JTB. The world is going up. Listen, these are end times, people. Like, you know, you it's nothing to fear, but you know, these are things that you don't have to be scared of. It's just things you just have to understand is you are going to witness things actually happen that, you know, you may have only heard of or you may have only imagined, you know. I know that I'm at this place, guys, and I'll keep it a buck with you. I'm at this place where if mainstream coverage is talking about one narrative only, like meaning it wants you to believe that one thing, I don't. It's like I'm already wired to just think the other way automatically. I'm already wired to think the other way. Like critical thinking is very, very important, and that's what I'll say. If I want to make a note, if I want to make a quote, if I want to say something cute, in these times we're living in, critical thinking will be your most important or one of your most important assets. Obviously, praying your most important, but when you finish praying and you get up and you open your eyes and you're looking to your left, you're looking to your right, you're looking at the TV screen, you're looking at the world's happening around you, like you have to be able to have critical thinking skills. And you have to be able to navigate these things. It's just going to be important in these times. So what's going on with y'all? I tell you I'm not going to be on here long. Anybody got any questions before I hop off this thing? It's called Chat JTB. That means I'm going to be here for a little bit. We'll chat, and then we'll get back to our regularly scheduled program. Let me wave at some people. Perspective makes a difference. Not until I travel out of the United States that I understand the single narrative. Listen, that single narrative really is, to that point, very helpful. Perspective is reality. And sometimes, though, your perspective can be rooted in a bubble or ignorance. And I just want to challenge people to just think, you know, my mom always used to say, what was the thing she used to say? This is when I was a kid. You didn't even realize it was like permeating. She used to say, believe half of what you hear, none of what you see. She used to say this when I was a kid. And there was nothing. I mean, I thought it was crazy. I just thought she was being like a parent, old school. But truthfully, that's what's happening. How's Papalo doing with all of this? Man, y'all know Papalo. He's a prophet. You know, nothing rattles. Nothing is surprising. You know, and again, this is not a time of fear. This is not a time of fear at all. It's always going to be a time to be watchful, mindful, and prayerful, but never a time to fear. Hi, read your book, enjoyed it, very practical. That's the key. Practicality. Practicality gets you so far. Practicality is, I'll say it like this. Practicality is the vehicle in which spirituality operates. Practicality is the vehicle in which spirituality operates. Now, we're going to talk about various things. I'm not up here just to teach. You know, I want to be able to cover so many bases, but just remember this. Practicality is the vehicle in which spirituality operates. Spiritual things happen as a result of a practical thing happening, usually first. Remember when the blind man was healed? There were so many different variations that Christ came to use to heal the blind, but he did practical things. Now, when I say practical, I'm not saying it made sense to people, but like, for instance, if he spit in his hand, he had his spit, practical. If he took the mud from the ground, he took his hands into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Practical, spiritual things happen through the vehicle of practicality. So I'm excited to hear about business, investments, and building relationships. 1,000%. I'm excited about that too. I really am. I'm excited to really help people, man. I get approached often, and I sit down with a lot of people, and I try to make a lot of time where I can, but I'm realizing that I'm not doing it the way I like. So I got a team of folks together, and they're going to really help us. They're going to really help us really service the people, serve some content. Shouts out to everybody jumping on, man. I see some names. I see the superstar, Tangar, you know. Thanks for stopping in, you know. Practicality is the vehicle in which spirituality operates. 1,000%. It's not enough to just pray. Pray, then do. Pray, then do. Pray, then do. How are you preparing your family financially and spiritually? Great question. Well, let's see if I can stay on that for a minute. How am I preparing my family financially and spiritually? First and foremost, education. The unfortunate side of, or the unfortunate truth is there is a whole lot of lack in financial literacy. And keep this in mind. Having a strong business and having financial literacy are not the same. So you can have a business right now and it can actually be making you money. But if you don't have financial literacy and what to do with it, it's not the same. Best example I'll give you is, I was talking to someone about this the other day. Mike Tyson. He understood his business. His business was fighting. His business was boxing. Mike Tyson famously made close to $900 million in his career. But not having the financial literacy, he squandered it all. So the one thing I'm doing just with my family is we're getting the education, and we're using the language. We're interacting every day with this new language. It has to be a part of us. It has to be a part of us. We have to talk about retirement. We have to talk about return on investments. We have to talk about compounding interest. You know, we have to talk about how to grow just said ideas and making them into not just a thought, but turning them into actual things. We talk about how to diversify portfolio. Like we're using language. Like I may just walk over to my wife and I just may tell her something that, like, and I mean, it may not make sense to you right now, but I'll tell her. She'll say, like this morning we were talking about. She asked me, did I use when I got gas? And she said, did you use, why are you getting gas at Shell? You know, because I was at another gas station. I was like, what difference does it make? She was like, because you could have put in the thing and used points and you would have saved like 5 cents or something. I said, baby, you're talking like a poor person. Because I don't want to be so mindful of saving 5 cents that I'm trying to save 5 cents. Now, don't confuse squandering with anything. That's not, but I was listening to, there's a gentleman named Grant Cardone. There's another gentleman, Myron Golden. And these guys, I don't know if they know each other or not, but I heard them say something very similar. And it's just like, why would I spend time worrying about what I'm saving when they have like so much money coming in? It's like, why am I talking about saving a little bit here, a little bit there? So we got more time to focus on building. We should be focusing more on building than anything else. So, but we're having conversations, we're having meetings. One of the things that most recently I'm proud of is, sitting down with the wife and really structuring the businesses that we're going to establish together. Really excited about what she brings forth. And then spiritually, on that other tip, spiritually, it's just being a covering, just praying. Like my daughters, my oldest daughter's 3, and she prays every night, all by herself. Like we pray, and then I ask her, is there anyone on your heart you want to pray for? It's like we've already ingrained it in her. Like she already knows who the Lord is. Like in that sense of recognizing Jesus, she knows. Even. Oh, I want to go to church. She's excited about going to church. So just by being an example, man, is the most important thing. Uncle JT, Aish, the daughters and sons. Oh, you, Aish was the. Hey, we're gonna do more. We're gonna do more. We're gonna do more. We're gonna do more. All right. If I don't see anything here, not being afraid to talk about money. That is the number one thing. You cannot be afraid to talk about money. Please understand that. Please understand that. Oh, did I take my sound out? I guess I didn't want it in my ear. You can't be afraid to talk about money. Y'all will talk so much about how much something is costing you, but you don't think about how you can go out there. Let me say it like this. Let me say it differently, because I don't want to feel like I'm indicting anyone. But honestly, like, some of us are afraid to talk about money because we didn't have a household that talked about money. We talked about bills. You didn't talk about money. You can't be afraid of talking about money. You can't be afraid to look at your bank account. Can't be afraid to open that letter to see what you owe. You can't, because those are traps. Those are things that's keeping you bonded or in bondage. You cannot. I'll give you an example. Some of you, and I've been here myself, so don't get it twisted. I'm not that far removed, but some of you have not respected what credit is, right? And that's because you wasn't taught like credit. But then we should be at a place now where we're looking at bad credit and good credit. Why would you take out a loan for a car, but not take out a loan to start a small business? Think about it just real quick. A car is not an asset. It's a liability, meaning it's something that you took out a loan for and something you're going to have to pay for with your earned income. But if you took that same, like 25, 30, everyone's in different places, but if you took that same $25, $30 out or got a loan for and invested in something like, for instance, there's this website called Buy Biz Sell or Biz Buy Sell or something like that. And there's like a whole bunch of businesses that owners are trying to sell for like the low, or some are extremely high too. But like, what if you just took that loan and then you bought something like that? Bought something that would actually generate you some income that then would pay that loan off, which then would extend your credit line, because you borrow the money, you put it into something that actually will generate revenue. You take that money, you pay back the loan, that extends your credit line. You can take more of that money, buy more things, do the same thing. Before you know it, you're on your way. So not being afraid to talk about money is very, very, very important. So that's a good note. How do you maintain a work-life balance, stay cool, yet remain humble? I think I'm just, thank you, that's a good question. But I think I'm bad at the work stuff, the life stuff. I'm getting better at. If it wasn't for my wife stuff, I would not be so good at the life stuff. But I think having a family is helpful. I don't think of myself as the most domesticated cat though, but it's good to just have a lovely wife. But some things just happen easily than others. But I'm not good at the relaxing. I'm not good at that stuff. But I'm getting better at it though. I'm trying. Any books to learn? Any books to learn about financial IQ? Great question. Great question. There's a couple books I'm reading right now. Let me see if I got one on me or if I left them at the house. Listen, if you could get your hand on this book, it's called What Would the Rockefellers Do? It'll bless you. It'll change your life. What would the Rockefellers do? It'll change your life. It'll change your life. I think there's other books. There's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We actually gave that out to all the fathers on Father's Day. But Rich Dad, Poor Dad is also a good book because even the concept of taking debt and using debt, if you're so rooted in I don't want to owe nobody, kind of like old school way, maybe something you've seen from mom and dad, like you won't capture the concept that you have to use other people's money in order to make money, pay that money back, get more money, do it again, so on and so forth. I was teaching in the Rise class the other day, and we talked a little bit about this, and truthfully, and we're not going to go into it this time, but truthfully, God wants us to be better stewards. He wants us to be better stewards. I'll give you an example. Some believe that the 10% they pay is God's. Some people believe that 10% they pay is God's. Wrong. The 100% you're given is God's. You may choose to honor him with a tithe or something of 10%. You might choose to do that. But it serves God none if you then go and squander the 90. And you're irresponsible with the 90. It's not the 100% his. But you think, oh, let me, here you go, God. That was a whole piece of paper. So, let's see. Do you have any advice, wisdom for those who are writing? Yes. For those who are writing a book, I don't know if I did it the right way, meaning I was like a madman. I locked in. I lock in. I don't like to take time off. But I would say before you lock in, make your outline. All right. Know what your chapters are. It'll flow way easier if you know what your chapters are going to have or contain. If you're iffy on the title and you're stuck on whether to get started because you don't know a title, write the title that best sounds like what you're trying to talk about. Start the book, start the writing, and then come back and revisit it. Don't get stuck. My best advice is never get stuck. Always write, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, like always write something. Don't allow yourself to get stuck. Let's see. Yeah, just keep writing. And then set, I'm not gonna say make it regimented, but we don't all have the same circadian rhythms, right? Some of you might be morning people. Some of you might be night owls. Some of you might actually do best in the evening, you know. Some of you may like it when it's so early and the house is quiet. And you like to just write into that. And, you know, some may like it where the house is quiet, but, you know, everyone's going to be asleep. So know what works best for you. That's going to be like your best bet. Also, in terms of your book, this is key, important. You see, I'm kind of almost excited. Don't write about you. It's not about you. Nobody cares about you. They're not talking, like, your story can bless people, but nobody knows you. So for first-time authors specifically, just like you see here, in business and in dating, how to navigate relationships and make tough decisions like a boss, my name is there, but it's basically a red and white cover, black letters, a little accent. That's it. I don't need my picture up there. Don't put your picture up there till somebody knows who you are. Don't put your picture up there till somebody's interested. Like, when you've built a following and a fan base, if you will, that people are checking for you, put your picture on there. But in the meantime, don't put your picture on the book if it's your first time. And number two, don't write about you. Your story can inspire what you want to talk about, but don't write about you. You might have, let's just say you're a woman and you've been through some abuse and you want to help women overcome abuse. Don't start it with your story on how you overcame abuse. No, extract the tips, the principles, the tools you use to overcome abuse. And that is how you're going to actually, that's what you're going to serve people. That's how you're going to aid them. How to overcome abuse. Step one, acknowledge that it is not you. You get what I'm saying? Like, acknowledge it is not take anything or steal anything away from you. Like, imagine if you start talking about that. Like, that's going to really help somebody. So don't talk about yourself. I think a lot of authors, first-time authors specifically, love and believe like they want to share their story with the world, but does the world even know who you are? That's the question. Does the world even know who you are? Aren't they the ones that wrote the plan for 2025 that's buzzing and then I don't know what that was referencing. I wasn't following when that was said. Do you know any information on starting a business corporation credit? Do you know any information on starting? Do you have a business? Yes. If you have a business that has no credit and you've basically incorporated it, right? Then in the beginning, a lot of the times you have to have something what's called a personal guarantee in the beginning. In the beginning. You typically they will start you there. If you've built no credit, you have no credit, you usually got to start with that. 100% is guys. I think I'm a little behind on these comments. I'm past my time, people. I'm about to get up off here. Wow. Thank you for the book recommendation. Yeah, for the book recommendations, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What Would the Rockefellers Do? Richest Man in Babylon is another good one. What about a good editor? Listen, I was blessed to stumble across a good editor. As a matter of fact, you can look her up, flood her DMs. She's on here as Benny Elias on Instagram. Flood her DMs. You know, she's a very good editor. My wife is an amazing proofreader, so she proofread most of the book. Wow, don't put your picture until people know who you are. Yeah, nobody, guys. Truth is, sometimes you need some tough fight to serve people with. Sometimes you just need to hear the truth. Nobody knows you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody's going to come to save you. Jesus loves you more than anyone, but people, nobody's going to come to save you. You got to save yourself. You got to do what's best for your family. All right, guys, I got to go. It's been real. Would y'all want to do this again? I want to do this again. Would y'all want to do this again? Okay, I see an Aggie Pride there. Would y'all want to do this again? Let me know. Let me know. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, this was cool. This was cool. And it was everything because you guys jumped on. So God bless you. And yeah, just look out for yes, sir, for the business. Listen, the business folk, where we at? Where are we at? But yeah, I gotta go get my little girl. So yeah, let's look out for some stuff that we have coming. I love you guys. Take care.